Hi everyone, my name's Stephanie and this is my channel all about cross stitch. So this is Flosstube number 6 for me, and since I last made my video I've worked on 12 projects and I actually have 3 finishes to share. So I'm going to do the finishes first. So my first one, I'm just going to take it out of the folder. So this was a printed stamped kit by MNLS Precision. It's an 11 account, so it's 3/1. As you can see, there was a lot of the one colour, which was what took me a while. So some of the print hasn't actually washed out, but that's on the outer bit. So I'm thinking with this one that I might try and make it into a cushion of some kind. So obviously that has to be hand sewn because I don't have a sewing machine. So at the moment it's a finish, but it's not a fully finish. So that is this one. So I wanted to really try and get this done before springtime ends, just because it's kind of a spring piece. So at the moment it is just in a pocket page protector, just until I can find a frame or, like I said, do a cushion finish. And then my next one is, well, my next two actually are the finishes, they're fully finishes. So this one this one is a kit by Magic Needle, and it's called I'm Friends With You. So it's a 14 count, so 2/1 with all of the kit supplies. This one has been a whip for at least 5 years, and I mean, you can see I've washed it, ironed it 3 times, and the obviously creases still haven't come out of the Ada, and that's obviously because it's been folded in the same position for such a long time. But yeah, that one is finally finished. It's really cute. It's just, for some reason it took me such a long time to go back and work on. Some of the back stitch I went off pattern with and just, you know, done it a little bit differently just to kind of get it easier, because I'm not a huge fan of backstitch. But yeah, I think that turned out really cute, and obviously that's a fully finish, yay! And I have another fully finish, and that is, I will pop up the information on the screen because I can't remember what the name is. This is basically a chart from Crossstitcher Magazine. As I mentioned, I think in my last video, that I only had part of the pattern originally, so I kind of just created my own little colour palette and went with that. So yeah, that is fully finished. So I found a free alphabet chart online. So I just did the year, and then I've put my initials just in there, and then I decided that I would add the white just to go around the border. I thought it kind of looked a little bit like lace, so I thought that was it's like a delicate touch, but it's you know, not really obvious. So yeah, I've added a little bit of the white here and just a few little bits there. But yeah, I mean, the little shopping baskets are still my favourite part on this. So yeah, so that is now fully finished. That's really cute. My first sampler as well, actually, so that's good. So it's like a very personalised one. So yeah, so that's my finishes. So then I have all of my projects. So what I've done for this time, usually I share them in the order that I started them originally. So what I've done this time, I've changed it up a little bit, and I'm gonna show them in the order that I've worked on them since the last video. So I've watched quite a few different people's floss tubes, and I will mention all of those later. And I found the Max Colour Stitcher, Anne, and she does a lot of full coverage, and she does her projects in like 1,000 stitch. So each one she works on for 1,000 stitches and then goes to the next one, and she kind of goes along in a typewriter method. But I just found that the round number was a really good way to keep track of full coverage. So yeah, I've kind of been inspired by her method. So I'm trying to get my full coverages now on the Pattern Keeper, at least ones, to a rounded number. So the first one is Angelic. This is artwork by Eda Jose Rosa, and it's charted by Stitch is So Beautiful. So this one is on a 18 count, and it's a 2/1, and it's with CXC thread. So I'm started from the top right hand side. So that is basically a page finish, and then as there's quite a lot of 310 in this chart, I thought that I would try to start to kind of come out in the 310. If you are a regular viewer, you will notice that a lot of the parked threads are gone. It's something that also I'm trying to do with these, because I'm finding they're getting very knotted, so I'm trying to work all of those loose threads back in, run them down into the pattern, and then just have it a bit nicer to show off, basically. This is the first one that I've used a right-handed start for, and with me being a left-hander, I don't know, I'm just finding it really tough. So my idea would be really to try and come back over to the left. So it's still a long way to go to get there, but yeah, I'm trying to basically eventually work back over and then start back from the left. And then the good thing is I'll have kind of the two corners done, so then I can always kind of jump around a bit. Yeah, so that one is currently at 5,000 stitches out of 160,000, and it is 3.12%. So that's what I mean, I just think that like 5,000, so then next time I pull this out, my goal will be 6,000. I just think it might be a better way for me to, stay focused, I guess, and try and get it rounded off as I go. Right, so this next one is it's the first time I've ever UFO'd something. I've come very close with a few projects, and because they've been small ones, I've just kept going, as I showed you with that finish. That's obviously been a whip for about 5 years, and I did actually, finish it. But with full coverage, I've just decided that if I'm going to work on something and I find that I'm not enjoying it, I'm just going to let it go, because that's a lot of stitches that could be going into something else. Right, so this one is Tree Silhouette at Dusk by Artecy Crossstitch. Now, I love the pattern, so it's nothing wrong with the pattern, it's nothing wrong with the charting. I'm just not sure if it's maybe because it's very block coloured pattern, or whether it's the way that I've done it, but I think it's the way that I've done it. So this one is on a 22 count Ada. I originally did it 1/1. Felt like it was a little bit tough, and it was very gappy with the coverage, so I changed it to 2/1 10th stitch. Now it's the 10th stitch I think that's caused the problem, because I've not done that before, and I'm finding that because you're only doing like a half across, I feel like it's not finished. So, and I'm finding that I'm making more mistakes, basically. So I managed to get it to 6,100 stitches, and it's out of the 47,000, so it got all the way to 12.98%, but as I said, this is 10th stitch, so that's not a full cross. But yeah, I've decided to UFO this one because I'm just not getting far, and I'm just not feeling like I'm enjoying it when I'm pulling it out, and I'm, you know, not really wanting to pull it out. So yeah, so basically I did, yeah, you can kind of see the line. So I did one, I think it was like so much, I did 1/1, and then all of this rest of it's been 10 stitch. So that comes down to there, and that was basically 1 page, and then obviously these are just bits, and there's literally 2 different purples mixed in all the way along that top section. So obviously I will keep this, I won't throw it out, but I've put all the threads back into my collection. So yeah, this one is going to be going away basically, so it's going to be a UFO. And I thought I'd just show you that these are kind of the bags that I use. The larger full coverages, I have the A4, this is an A5, and this is basically what I use for all of my projects. They're just off, I think, Amazon. Mine came off, I want to say Temu or AliExpress. I've had them for quite a long time. So yeah, so that's sort of the bag that I use. I'm just gonna get a drink. So if you are in the UK, you will also know that it's been really hot weather the last few days. And obviously today, the day that I decide to film, it's very cloudy looking, and it looks like it's going to pour down. So, but it is still warm, so I'll show you my little teddy bear bottle. So I'll pop that back over there. Right. Oh, got ice cubes in it, so it's all damp. Right, so my next one, I'm calling it Catnap because that is what it was called in the issue of the magazine. So this is out of World of Crossstitch Magazine. It's from a good few years ago. Most of my Crossstitch magazines are second hand. They've come from car boot sales or charity shops, so they're always a few years out of date. So this is artwork by Anne Mortimer. And as I said, it's on the headline for the pattern, it's called Catnap, so that's what I've been calling it. I have recently found that the very same artwork is now charted by Paine Free Crafts, and it's called Summer Smile. So what I'll do is, as I'm talking now, I'll pop 2 pictures up. So the one is obviously this is the version that I'm doing, and then this is obviously the Paine Free Crafts version. So in the description I will link the Paine Free Crafts version, just because it's the same Anne Mortimer artwork. It's just that's obviously one that you can currently get, and I can't remember what issue and things like that this one's from. So I'll get my board. I'm not sure if I'm going to need the board, but I'll get the board. So yeah, so this one, that's as far as I've got on that. I haven't pulled it out actually very much. I think this might be the first or second time this year I pulled it out. The paperclip basically is so I know where the page ends, because it's a full page of a pattern, and then it's like a little half a page. So it's just so when I'm going along I know where I am. So this is on a 14 count Ada. It's like a kind of cream colour, and that is 2/1, and it's just going to be a mixture of all of the different threads I have. So it's going to be mostly CXC, some unbranded, and some DMC. Obviously I don't have stats for this one because it's not on Pattern Keeper, but yeah, so that's where I've got on that. It's not a very big pattern. That's obviously how big I think it'll come. The idea is probably to work down so I can see, but I think it'll come to about here. I think that's about halfway, roughly. So yeah, so that's where I've got onto that one. I just need to pull it out a little bit more because obviously it hasn't had a lot of attention so far. Right, okay, my next one, this is actually almost going to be at a really big milestone for me, so I'm quite excited for the next time I pull this one out. So this is Dragon and His Books. This is a pattern by Pink Lily Patterns. This is basically the first proper full coverage that I've done, the, you know, like big one. So it has 84,008 stitches, and I've now hit 9,000. So that basically means if I'm doing these 1,000 stitch rotations, I will get 10,000 next time, so that's yay. Right, okay, so this is like a huge sheet. Right, so I originally started in the middle because it's a full coverage that doesn't go quite to the top left and top right hand corners. So I started in the middle just so I have the idea of where to go. And then I moved up into the, you know, the top of the pattern, so that I'm trying to, where are we? Oh gosh, okay. Yeah, so I'm trying to, so that is one end, and then I think it comes out to about here. It's like a few more bits, so I'm trying to get all of this filled in, and then I will go back and fill in that. So obviously I'll just zoom in. It's going to be quite difficult to show this well just because it's so huge now. So yeah, that's now, as I said, that's got 9,000 stitches, so that is 10.71% done. There is a mistake somewhere on it, which I'm hoping doesn't affect the overall finish. Somewhere, I would say somewhere here there's been a mistake, because some of this section that I'm trying to work on, some of it's like 1 or 2 lines out, so I've missed a row somewhere. But I'm hoping, because it's very confetti heavy up here, I'm hoping that it wouldn't be noticeable. So what my plan is for this one is, as I said, once I've finished the top, I'm going to try to finish this page that I started originally in the middle, and I'm hoping by the time it reaches here, then I can kind of see, you know, what the mistake is, or try and go around it. So obviously that's the dragon's eye. But yeah, obviously these need to be worked back in. A lot of it, I mean, I had all this dangling here, so you can see I've worked a lot of it back into this section. So yeah, I'm just trying to basically get rid of all of these for a little while, just because I'm finding that they're starting to tangle now, the more that I'm, you know, the further that I'm getting on it and everything. So yeah, so hopefully I will find my mistake and be able to carry on. But I think I will, because as I said, it's very confetti heavy up there, so I just don't think it's going to be super noticeable. But I mean, I'm going to carry on with it hopefully anyway, because that's too much work to just abandon. Right, so this one I thought would be a finish this time, not quite. This is the last coaster I have in the Time Biscuits coasters kit. This is from Crossstitcher Magazine. I've already previously done, I think they're in here, yeah. So I've already previously done the loose threads. So I've done the custard creams before, and the party ring one before, and it comes with the felt squares to you know, back them to make them coasters. But I don't know if I'm going to make them coasters. I don't think I am, so I've just got to decide how I want to finish them, which is why they're still there. But this one is the what's it called, party ring one, and all of this is 2 different colours, which I don't have with me, so I can't tell you what numbers they were. But yeah, it's 2 different colours. They're very, very similar. So in the sunshine, in the daytime, it's really, you know, you can kind of see it. and then of course when it hits a certain point or it's a day like this, you can't see any difference with them. So that's why I've got so far. Obviously that's my thread where I was working. So yeah, so I didn't quite get this finished over the last few days like I wanted to. But this I hope should be a finish next time. So yeah, so that's on a 16 count, and it's a 1/1, which is what it recommends on the pattern itself. So that's what it is. So yeah, hopefully that might be my next finish. I mean, I think it will be, actually. I think this will be my next finish. So yeah, so that's that one. Oh, and that is artwork by Maria Diaz. Just because I know I didn't mention that. Right, okay, so this one is Mini Flower Girl. This is artwork by Michelle Serretta, and it's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. So this one, oh yeah, I forgot to say, so the Dragon in His Books, that is on 16 count Ada, and that was 2/1 with DMC and CXC threads. So Mini Flower Girl, this is 18 count Ada, and it is 2/1 with CXC and a little bit of DMC. So this is the top left hand corner. Top left hand corner, and that's as far as I've got so far on that one. I was aiming for a page finish, and I think the page doesn't end to about here, and it feels like it's taking such a long time. So what I'm doing is, as I mentioned earlier, inspired by Max Colour Stitcher, I'm starting to kind of just add it in the block, a 10 by 10 block, just to try and open up the pattern a little bit as well. So that one now is exactly 5,000 stitches done, and that is out of 105, 625 altogether, and it is currently at 4.73%. So, and this is my first Heaven and Earth design, my first Hade, so it's starting to really kind of look really good now. It's got a lot of detail on it. So that's at 5,000 stitches. And then Mini Boho Seaside View. So this is artwork by Amy Stewart and charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This one is, I don't know why this hasn't come out recently, unfortunately. I just think it's because I was trying to get the finishes. This is one of my favourites because it's so colourful. I just don't seem to have, you know, had a chance to work on it. This one does have a lot of threads, so if that's not something you like, I apologise. This has lots and lots of threads, which, as I say, I am trying to work them in. So let me just tidy it up, because, right, okay, so this one is currently at 3,621 stitches, so I'm aiming for 5,000. Just because I want to kind of get them all rounded. I got it to 3,000, and then I was convinced I could get it to 4,000 before I filmed. So I kept going and obviously didn't reach it. So yeah, so 3,621 stitches out of 75,400, and it is currently at 4.80%. So this is started in the top left hand corner. I tried to do about 20 yeah, so like kind of 2 blocks down, and I've got to that point, and then I've decided to try and come over. I think it goes, I think I counted, it's about another 6, so I think it's about here at the pattern ends. So yeah, I've just come over just because I don't know why, but I got so far and I was convinced myself that I didn't have enough fabric. So, but yeah, now I've counted, and like I said, it comes over about another 6, so there's definitely enough. So when I next pull this out, it will be basically to, as you can see, they were threads there and I've worked them all down. So it will basically be to work all these in to get rid of all of this. And then once I've done that, I will carry on in my 10 by 10 block. So yeah, so that is on 18 count easy count Ada, and it is 2/1, and it's mostly CXC, a couple of DMC. So yeah, so that's that one. So all of these threads are gonna be worked in by next time. And I have another one that's kind of close to a finish as well. So this one is Pink Floral by Samantha Lane Designs, I think. Oh, I'm probably getting that wrong, I'm so sorry. But it'll be linked anyway. So this is on Etsy. So this is the whole design, that's where it ends. It's just a small one. So it's made up of 3 colours. It's 2 pinks and a green. I've obviously already previously done them, and I think I'd already come down. So I mean, basically all of the pink that's on its own, that's what I've done recently in the last few days when I pulled it out. So yeah, so I'm just basically you know, row by row, whatever, getting all those flowers done. And then I do have another of her designs, so that's what there's going to be more than enough to do the other one on the other side as well. So, and this one is 14 count. I had to check then. Yeah, 14 count, and it's just a 2/1 with CXC thread. That one. Okay, so this is on a 18 count easy count Ada, and it's 2/1 with CXC. This is my newest full coverage start. I started this for a stitch along with Stitching with Charlie's birthday, which is a nature theme. I already had this one all kitted up ready to go, so I decided to pick this one. So this is Mini Mount Cabin Home by Dominic Davison, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I didn't get very much done on this one. I only picked this up last night. It had 158 stitches the first time I stitched it, which was literally just like this one little block. And so when I came to it last night, I tried to do that 10 by 10 block style, and then I've added a little bit more in. So yeah, so that one is currently at 428 stitches, so that's going to take me quite a while if I want to get to 5,000. So I mean, I'm aiming for 1,000 on this first of all. But yeah, it would be really nice to get this further along, but I'd obviously have to work on this and focus on this a lot more than the others. So yeah, that's 428 stitches done out of 75,400, and it is currently at 0.57%. So hopefully I'm going to have at least 1% next time to show you. So yeah, so that's all of the projects that I've worked on this time. I'm going to share some kind of stitchy plans and changes and things like that that I've decided to do, and then do some shout outs. So I have been thinking a lot about the channel and the way that I present it, and like I said, going off a lot of what other Flosstubers are doing, and I have noticed that there are some that do the monthly videos and a lot do a fortnightly video every 2 weeks. So as I do pretty much stitch every day, I'm thinking about doing a video every 2 weeks. I'm hoping that would probably make them a little bit shorter, so it would mean less time that you'd have to focus on my videos, and you'd have more time as well to watch other people's. I don't know 100% if that is going to happen. I'll give it a go and see what happens during June. So if I decide to do that plan, I would aim to do a video on the 1st and the 15th of every month. so there would be a 2-week gap in between, and then obviously we'll see how that goes. And as you'll notice, there's a new title card, just something I'm trying out. If anyone does have any advice or any tips, anyone who's been doing Flosstube for quite a while, please feel free to reach out to me. You can email me or comment or anything. It's just, yeah, it's just very new, and I just want to make sure that I'm doing it in the best way. I did my last video I did earlier than I usually do. I did it on a different day, and I've noticed that it didn't really, I think it got a bit lost, which is a real shame, because it, you know, it does take a little bit of time to make these and edit them and everything, and I would like to think that it's enjoyable for people to watch. So yeah, I just wanted to quickly address that, because I don't want to feel like I'm boring people, basically. So yeah, so hopefully that would, you know, make people more interested, perhaps. So let me know anyway. If you think that monthly's better, then yeah, let me know. So yeah, so that's what my plan is going forward. It's going to be doing them a little bit more frequently, just because I've got a lot of stitchy projects to do, and it would be nice to, you know, share them in a bit more detail sometimes. And anyone who was interested in my birthday stitch along for August, I originally said that I was going to do, I picked a project basically that had a lot of green in it, which, as you've noticed, I don't have a lot of super colourful full coverages, and I justified that by using the birthstone for August, which is a peridot, and making a green theme, which basically I'm still doing a stitch along, I'm still doing a birthday new start. At the moment, going through all of the patterns that I already have on, you know, that I've been purchasing and everything, I don't think I'm going to be doing my original design that I planned, which was Oriental Fantasy from Esmira, charted by Paine Free Crafts, just because that's a lot of green, and I do feel like I've already got such a lot of different green shades in my projects, and I don't want to get just bored. So now there's going to be green, but I'm thinking about using one of the patterns that I already own, just because, you know, again, then it saves money, it stops overconsumption, all of that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking now of using one of the patterns I already own. It has green in it, but it has colourful in it, and that's my plan. So at the moment, my plan is to decide which pattern basically out of my collection I'm going to do and choose that one. So I am still going to do a similar stitch along, but it's not going to be my birthday, you know, the birthday start's not going to be the one that I originally planned, so it's going to be a little bit different. So yeah, so that's still going ahead. So if anyone would like to join in, basically now it is just a project that has green in it. It doesn't have to have green dominant, it just has to have green in it, which, I mean, most do. So yeah, you could do a new start, you can work on a project you already have that, you know, perhaps you haven't been doing for a while. I'm not going to make a hashtag for it, just because I know that Instagram's, I don't even know if hashtags still work properly anymore on there. But yeah, just basically tag me if that's what you decide to join. If you decide to join in, just tag me over on there, and then that way I get to see it, and yeah, that would be cool. So yeah, so that's that one. And yeah, just basically trying to use the ones I already have. I do have haul. I'm not someone who buys a lot of fabric, but I obviously do buy patterns. They've all been reduced, or they've been on sale or something like that, so I don't feel like it's too bad. If you follow me over on Instagram, I have already shared a few, so I won't do it here. But yeah, I have a couple of new patterns basically that I've been purchasing, mostly from Artecy. And I will also say at the moment, Heaven and Earth Designs currently have a sale this weekend. I think it's classed as a Memorial Day sale, but we don't have that in the UK, so we just have a bank holiday weekend. But yeah, so there is another sale. I think I'm going to try and not buy anything from there this time, but yeah, I thought I'd mention it just in case you're watching this over this weekend, so you might be able to go and grab one of your wishlist ones for cheaper than normal. So yeah, so trying to decide what what patterns to, you know, plan out. So yeah, at the moment I'm doing a system. I can actually show you because I've got it. Where is it? Oh, I didn't plan to show you this, so I didn't bring it out. So yeah, so at the moment I am starting to think. I've got a notebook, just a regular notebook, and I have a little mini printer that connects to my phone. So what I've been doing is I've been I'll try and find you one that doesn't have like mess on it. Yeah, so I'll just show you a couple of pages. So what I've been doing is I've been printing off a picture of different charts. So this one is one that I actually own. It's a Heaven and Earth Designs. Rather than keep printing out the list with all of the colours that you need, I've just been writing them down, and then as I go through my stash I can cross off and kit up them as I go. As you can see, it's quite a lot of pages. I went a bit mad. So what I've done is a lot of these are ones I own, and then some of them are ones that I want to get. And if you do full coverage, you know that some of the charting websites such as Heaven and Earth Designs, and I know Paine Free Crafts do it. You can print, you can download a floss chart off them for that pattern, and it basically will tell you what flosses you'll need, what different colours. I think they also tell you how much of that one you will need, but I don't really use that because I tend to stitch mine on a different count than they recommend. So they always put, I think it's a 25 count mostly on a lot of full coverage patterns, and I don't use 25 count yet. So I only tend to use a 18 count, or maybe I'm thinking of trying 20 again. I will show you a couple just because they are going to be ones that I do purchase at some point. These are going to be, I'm aiming for these to be 2026. So that one is Mother Earth by Hannah Lynn. That's the Heaven and Earth Designs one. Normally I would get the mini, which is why I've not purchased it. Normally I would get the mini, but when you look at the mock-up on the mini versus the full size looks incredible. Like, it looks just like the picture, whereas obviously the mini, you can see the pixelation on the mock-up. So I'm thinking long and hard. But I'm thinking of making this my first, you know, full-size Haid, which is a 550 wide by 743 high, which would probably mean for me I'd probably have to try a 25 count, maybe a 22. So yeah, so that's one of my 20, which is what I wrote, 2026. So that's one of them. And yeah, and then another one I have is the bridal veil, because this reminds me of my mum. It looks very much like the wedding dress that she had, and I thought that I could stitch that next year and it'd be like a nice little tribute to her. But I'm not too sure with that one because it's 625 by 625, and it's like a circular one, and I don't know if that would be difficult for me or not. But yeah, as I said, so this is like a little thing that I've been doing, and I've just so I have lots and lots of full coverage planned. Too many. I don't know how I'm supposed to get a rotation on all of those. But anyway, I thought I'd just share that just because it's part of my plans. So yeah, lots of stitching that I want to do. in the future. I'm just gotta find time basically to do it all. Okay, so I want to do some shout outs. I have wrote them down just because I know I'm gonna get them wrong otherwise. Right, I won't go into too much detail, just give everyone a shout out, and then they'll all be linked in the description so you can think about checking them out. And I've noticed that the lighting's gone very dark, so I apologise. I think it started to rain outside. So okay, so I wanted to I've mentioned Stitching with Charlie, so I'll shout out her again, and the Max Colour Stitcher. So if you do like full coverage, the Max Colour Stitcher, all of her projects are full coverage, and she does weekly updates, which is really really good because you get to see all of her projects really frequently, and I've just caught up with all her videos. The Stitching Owl, thank you for the mention recently. I apologise that it's taken a couple of videos to shout you back out. So yeah, so thank you for that. And then I think all of the ones that I'm about to share, they're pretty much all new or new-ish Flosstubers. There's a couple from the UK, and there's, I think, American, Canadian. I always feel bad that I don't always know what, but yeah, so anyway, so these are all ones I've been watching. So you have Cross and Crafts. So if you are in the UK, you probably know Cross and Crafts, Abby, from the, you know, buying your Ada, buying your threads and things like that. She has a shop on Etsy, but she's started to do a Flosstube. And she's only done one video so far, but yeah, I wanted to give her a shout out just in case you didn't realise she started a Flosstube, and you can go and check her out. So mainly Xstitch, and that is mainly as in MAINELY, but I said this. So yeah, so she's quite a newish Flosstuber, and I know that she was debating a lot on Instagram about starting one, and I'm glad that she did. So Jason Xstitches, he's quite a new one. Crossstitch and Cambria, that's Josh, and he's new, but he's I know he's been on Instagram for quite a while, but he's new to Flosstube. And then a few others that I discovered recently. The Item Crafter, brand new Flosstuber, and she's so cute and sweet, and I'm looking forward to seeing what projects she comes up with. And it just seems like it's going to be a really fun channel to watch. And Jen's Stitchy Corner, and they are the ones that I've been watching, I've come across, and as I said, most of them are new ones. So it might be worth a try. You know, you might find one that you really enjoy. So yeah, so shout out to all of those. And that's all from me today. So that is all of my projects that I've worked on since my last video. So at the moment I'm planning to make one again on the 1st of June, around about that. So that will be not very much time, so hopefully I might have another finish, maybe. There's going to be new starts, because, you know, there has to be new starts. I did go through my cross-stitch box a few days ago, which is basically all of my kits that I've collected over the years, and I have 90 kits. 90. I was shocked. A lot of them are little mini you know, card ones from the free gifts from magazines, that kind of thing, but yeah, 90. Which is another reason why I have changed my birthday start plans, because I have so many beautiful patterns that I forgot I even had, and yeah, there's so many. I will, you know, do want to do a kind of I'm gonna call it a whip parade, but it's not a whip parade because they're not whips. a kit parade, I guess. I would like to do a video on that if that's something everyone would be interested in. I mean that might have to be in a couple of parts if there's 90, but yeah. But yeah, I thought that would be really nice to share, because you know, if I have a lot of people mentioning a certain pattern, it might inspire me to start it quicker. But yeah, I noticed that I've got things like dimensions kits, I've got DMC kits, I even have a couple of even weave ones, which would be very challenging for me because I've not done even weave before. And then I've got, you know, stamped kits, full cover it. I've got all sorts in there, more than I remembered having. So so yeah, so that is a plan. If anyone would be interested, I will make a, you know, plan to get that filmed and share with everyone. So yeah, so my next video, as I said, is going to be aiming for the 1st of June. It is going to be my full whip parade because it's mid-year, and it would be nice to see all of my whips. Now that I've completed a few, I can bring my time out whips back, and then start to do a little bit more of those. So it's going to be a bit of a whip parade next time, a full whip parade. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I'd really love it if you would consider it. That way you'd know when my videos do drop. And I love reading everyone's comments, and it's really lovely to talk to you all. And thank you so much for watching, and keep coming back to spend time with me. And I really appreciate it, and it's really great to talk to all of the Stitchy people. So yeah, so that is all from me today, and I will be back on the 1st of June with another video. So happy stitching everyone, have a great weekend, and if you're in the UK, happy you know, bank holiday weekend, hope you have a good one, and happy Memorial Day weekend to everyone in the US. So have great stitching everyone. Alright, see you soon, bye!